Hello, welcome to the video lecture on manipulation of arrays. In the present video, we'll learn how to store user input data into two-dimensional array, representation of two-dimensional array data in memory, addition of two matrices, multiplication of two matrices, transpose of a given matrix. In this slide, we'll learn how to store data in a two-dimensional array. To store the elements entered by user, we are using two for loops. One of them is a nested loop. The outer loop runs from 0 to the first subscript 1 and the inner loop runs from 0 to the second subscript 1. This way, the order in which user enters the elements would be ABC00, ABC01, ABC02 and so on. In order to know in a better way, here a program is given. In this program, a nested for loop has been implemented. Now, a two-dimensional array has been declared with an array name ABC with size 5 by 4 of integer data type. Now, two indices I comma j have been chosen for row and column respectively. In the nested for loop, first for loop deals with the row index and second for loop deals with the column index. Now, when this nested for loop is iterated for each value of I and j, then each element starting from A00 to A43, all the elements are stored one after another by the scanf function, taking the values from the standard input device, that is keyboard. Now, how these values are stored in the memory? Here we are seeing two blocks. In the first block, our imagination how the elements are stored, but actual storage of data is given in the second block. First, let us come to the first block. In this block, as our array dimensions are 5 by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 rows are there and 4 columns are there, and as the index I comma j is varying in between these indices, we can find out A0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3 like this. That means we are assuming that the data elements are stored in row wise, first row, second row, third row, fourth row. So this is our imagination because we are very much familiar with the matrices. But however, in the computer memory, there is no such facility of storing the elements in a matrix type. All the elements are stored in a contiguous memory locations. So here how many elements we have? 5 rows and 4 columns. So 5 into 4, 20 elements are there, and all the 20 elements are stored in a same line or same strip of the computer memory. So directly we cannot see any row and column type of arrangement in the computer memory. But however, logically they will be stored row and column wise. How we can see? Suppose this is the first row. All the first row elements are seen in the order like this, and after that the second row will be started, and then the third row will be started. That means what happens, it is a sequence of rows that are stored in the memory. So that means here in the computer memory is just like a ribbon, and each row is brought and inserted one after another. So on a single ribbon or tape, all these elements are stored row wise. So this is the actual way of storing the elements in the memory, and this is the logical understanding. Now let us see some manipulation of two-dimensional matrices with the help of addition of a matrix, multiplication of a matrix, and transpose of a given matrix. First we go for matrix addition. For matrix addition, the logic is like this. We need three matrices. Two matrices for the given matrices, and the third matrix is for the addition of the two matrices which are stored in the third matrix. And here, by using the nested for loop, we read the first matrix and we read the second matrix, and then in the next nested for loop, we sum up the elements of the corresponding elements of the two matrices, and finally we print them. So this logic is implemented like this. Here we have chosen M and C, D are the rows and column sizes of the matrices. This is first is the name of the first array, second is the name of the second array, and sum is the array of the third array, where the sum of the first and second will be put in the sum, that is the third matrix. Now for that, what we did is that we have used the first nested for loop. With this for loop, we have inputted the first matrix elements and they are stored in the memory. And similarly, in the second part, second matrix elements are stored in the memory. Now here in the third part of the program, in the nested for loop, what we are doing that sum of CD is equal to first CD element plus second CD element corresponding elements. So these two corresponding elements are added together and we get the sum of the CD elements. And this is nothing but the element of the third matrix, which is sum of the first and second, and that will be printed on the screen. And whenever the entire nested for loop is iterated and all the corresponding elements of the matrix, first matrix and second matrix are added together, and third matrix, which is sum of these two, can be found. But however, logically we can improve this program by incorporating the condition of whether at what condition matrix multiplication, matrix addition is valid. So let us go to the next program. Here, before going to the matrix multiplication, we should understand how the matrix multiplication takes place in a brief manner. Let us assume that this is the matrix 1 and this is the matrix 2. Now, if we multiply the matrix 1 and matrix 2, we multiply row and column wise. That means we take the first row and we take the first column. And 1 is multiplied with 1, this one. And 1 is multiplied with 2, this one. And 1 is multiplied 3 with this one. So by summing up all this one, we are getting the first element of the multiplied matrix. Similarly, this will be repeated for all the elements and the final result will be like this. Now, whatever the logic that we have implemented, that logic will be implemented in the C program as shown below. Here, A, B are the two given matrices. MUL is the resultant matrix after multiplication. R, C, I, J, K are the indices of integer type that we are using. Now, here, first we input the first array and then we input the second array. So A array is inputted and B array is inputted by using the nested for loops. Now once both the matrices are available in the computer memory, our next step is to multiply. For multiplication, we implement this logic that what already we have seen in this diagram. So for I is equal to 0, I is less than or I plus plus. For j is equal to 0, j is less than j plus plus. Initially we take MUL I comma j is equal to 0. Now for k is equal to 0, k is less than c, k plus plus. MUL ij is equal to MUL ij plus aik star bk j. So it will calculate the ijth element of the third matrix, that is multiplied matrix. And when all the iterations are over, we can get the resultant multiplied matrix of A and B in the form of MUL. Now we want to see the output of the multiplied matrix. For that, we use this nested for loop and we print MUL ij for iterations of I and j. So finally, we can get the multiplied matrix. Thus, matrix multiplication is implemented by manipulation of the two-dimensional arrays. And this is the output of the two-dimensional array multiplication. This is about the first matrix. This is of the input of the second matrix, and after multiplication of these two, this is the resultant matrix. Now finally, we also take up one more problem called transpose of a given matrix. If a matrix is given, if their columns and rows are interchanged, then the resultant matrix is called transpose of the given matrix. So for that, what we do is that first, here we declare two arrays. One is the given array, and after transposing whatever the final matrix we get, there is the transpose matrix. And here first we have to enter the elements of A. So in this nested for loop, we have inserted the elements of Aij. Then we want to see what type of elements we have inserted. So whatever we have inserted, they are being displayed for our verification. And then now we are transposing it. How we are transposing? The logic is that the ijth column is assigned to jith column of the transpose matrix. So that is why transpose of ji is equal to aij. When the all iterations are over, transpose of ji consists of the transposed matrix elements. And now by using nested for loop, we print all these values and the output will be like this. And these are the elements that we have entered. And finally, this is the untransposed matrix or initial matrix. And after transpose, this is the output. Thus, in the present video, we learned how to store the data in two-dimensional arrays and representation of two-dimensional array data in the memory, addition of two matrices, multiplication of two matrices, and transpose of a given matrix. Thanks.